So one night, my oldest son, when he was 17, he's now 30. His mother's not home. And he comes up to me. It's 9:30, maybe 10 o'clock at night, and he says, "Dad, Mom's not home." And I said, "I know." He said, "I want you to take me down to Old Town. I want to get a tongue ring." And I said, "What?" He said, I want to get a tongue ring." I said, "Why?" He says, "You don't have to ask me why." He said, leave me alone, Dad." Now, first of all, this is another generational change. If I said that to my dad, I'd be in the middle of next week. He says, "Dad, I just want you to take me down there." I said, "Well, I don't understand this. What, is it a sexual thing? What's going on? I mean, what do you, the tongue ring, do you do something with it when you have sex? I don't understand it." He says, "Come on, Dad, just take me down." I said, "What do you need me for?" "I don't want to take my son down to Old Town to deform your perfectly good body." He says, "Come on, Dad, take me down. I can't do it myself. You got to sign for me. I'm your most conservative kid. I'm going to be your best kid." He said, "You watch." He said, "I thought about this a lot. I want to do something. A tongue ring is something that nobody will see. It'll be my own. Nobody will know about it. I'll have it, and it will just be something that will be kind of like something I want to do that makes me feel different, but I don't have to show it off to anybody." Like, "You've thought this through?" He says, "Yeah. I even have the money for it. Look." I'm like, okay, let's go. And then I said, "Oh, wait, it's 10 o'clock. We can't go. They're closed." And he looked at me. He said, "Dad, are you kidding me? Because your generation stays up all freaking night. You're like a generation of vampires." And the two little ones, the two little brothers, get together and they say, "Can we go?" And I'm like, "Yeah, it's like a family vacation. Let's all get in the van." And so we all get in the van and we drive down to Old Town. And we get to Old Town and we walk in, smoke-filled room. And I look around at the people in this room and I'm like, we're in the right place. I mean, these guys are tatted up and pierced all over. And we walk in and he says, my son says, "I'd like to get a tongue ring." He's trying to be a grown-up, you know, he's 17. He says, "Okay, you got one here you like? Is this your father?" He says, "Yep." "You both have ID?" "Yep, here's our ID." Picks out a tongue ring. He says, let's go to the back and we'll do this. You sign here, I sign, and we went to the back. Two little brothers say, "Can we go?" Guy says, "Yeah." I said, "It's like a family vacation." We all get together, we all go into the back room. We go back there, my son sits down, gets in the chair, and all of a sudden his face has changed. All of a sudden he's looking like, oh shit. And he sits in the chair, and the guy puts on gloves. I mean, it's good to see everything sterilized. I was real happy with what they did, sterilization-wise. And they sit down, and they put him in the chair, and he pulls out his tongue, and he cleans it off, and the two brothers are standing there, and I'm standing there, and it's like a family vacation. And the guy takes the thing, and he goes, bam, right through my son's tongue, and all of a sudden, my son looks like this. And we look at him, and we're like, ah! Ah! Look at you, Josh! You look like shit! Oh my God! The two little brothers finally have the upper hand on their brother, because he's like pissing himself laying there in a chair with a thing that just went through his tongue. And I'm like, dude, you're white like this. You're white as a ghost. And my son is laying in a chair. He looks over at me. He says, "Shut the fuck up, Dad. Just shut the fuck up." And I'm like, you can't even talk. Because for some of you who don't know, when you get your tongue pierced, sometimes it swells up like bigger than your mouth. Like you can't even keep it in your mouth. You got to eat ice for like 24 hours. And I'm like, this is funny. And this is how change is. This would have never happened in my generation where somebody gets a hole in their tongue. In Phoenix, just now I'm down there, I got a nephew, he's got piercings in his cheeks. I don't even know if it connects to anything. I don't know how they're in there. I'm like, dude, Daniel, how'd you do that? You got like in your face. They're in your face. He's like, yeah, dude, it's sick. This is what's going on. There's big changes, and I'm old, and I'm watching, and I'm like, oh my goodness. It's amazing. And I didn't choose it. It's happening.